Oi, oi, how you doing? Today is Friday, the 12th of December 2020. This is episode 23 of me trading the UK horse races, just like they are financial markets. Here live on Twitch daily, it's just Mr. Exchange Trader, and also uploaded same day to the YouTube as well. If you'd like to track my progress, you'll see some playlists there that you can just see how I've progressed over the last 23 days of recording. And also feel free to subscribe and like the video. Of course, any comments that you might have, as I keep saying, the vids are mainly just for my accountability, but if you've got any comments or questions, or feel free to leave those, and I can answer if I know the answer to any questions you have. But yeah, and appreciate as well, there's been a couple more Twitch followers since yesterday. Still a very small following, but I appreciate every follow, so thank you for that. So let's just crack on, see what's going on with today's market. So we've got 18 minutes, 19 minutes to the off, so decent amount of time. We've got a favourite at fours. It's come in. It's kind of consolidated and it's going into its resistance now at around 4.5. Second favourite, very similar action in price action. We're seeing consolidation, move upwards, consolidation. Same here, sideways, move upwards, consolidate. So these are very much correlated. This movement here looks like it's inversely correlated to these two. So whereas this has gone up and consolidated, this has gone down and consolidated. So we'll just have a reorder here, but let's just see what can make of this. Oh, this looks like it's starting to break down and come into support now at fours potentially, and this is still at resistance. So this is some good information, because this is still at resistance, this is at support. So what we could see is this start to bounce and move higher, and this start to go into that resistance and move lower. So it could be looking to go long on this or short on this. Or the more profitable move would be waiting for a break of either the support or resistance, because then it's likely to potentially move the trend and move much lower or much higher. Let's just wait and see what materializes. That has nipped through resistance at sixes by the looks of it. Let me just have a see if I can get a number reading on this. So just having a closer look at the chart. Oh, right, no, it's finding support off of sixes. So it's finding support off of this level here, these previous highs. What else is going on? Ooh. So I'm tempted to go long on this position here. 16 minutes. Let's see if I can get some skin in the game on this one. This could be breaking, as this approaches falls, it could be looking to break it, but at least this looks like it's finding potential support off of these levels, which was previous resistance, and it does go back a little bit as well. So there could be at least some consolidation or a move higher. So I've positioned myself on that premise. But it's just a bit of a waiting game. So I'm putting a slightly more aggressive position in there at 4 point. At 6, exactly at 6. This is on a slight drift as well, attacking this previous resistance, but yeah, okay, so I've got a fill on that. So you know what, I'm just would prefer to have a bigger position. Well, I've got some okay, cool. So I'm getting filled on this one. That might be a bit too heavy a position, trying to go for another 4, because there is a good chance this might just fall away. So I'm just trying to steal a couple of ticks on this. So anticipating it could find support at the 6s here and move up for a tick, at least into resistance. Not looking for a break in on this instance, although this does look like it's edging lower, which will cause this to move up. But for now, we're just going to stick to the plan and look to get some green on this position. 14 minutes to off, 14 and a half minutes, loads of time. This has broken. Oh, yeah, really wanted to short that. Bit late to the game. All right, what I'm going to do is just put something in tentatively on this. Should we see a pullback? But I am expecting a break in this as well. But don't want to get too confused with too many positions at the same time. So let's hopefully get filled on this, and then I've got some potential to get in on this one as well. But this is my main focus for now. Ready to just cancel these in case there's anything erratic that happens. And just it's these two now that seem to be inversely correlated. This one here is moving down, this one's moving up, this one stayed pretty static. So I've still got position on this. It's been very sticky. Come on, why is that not moving? But yeah, it's okay, got filled on that. So this is why it can be quite dangerous, because now I'm holding two positions on two different, like anticipating two different things. So my attention's got to be split between both of them. So just be wary of that if you're taking, ideally just have one focus, because you can easily mess things up. So far I've handled this okay. I'm expecting this will still hold as resistance at 4s. Still waiting to get matched on this one. Got decent Q position, but that money needs to go. I need £114 still to match before this gets matched. Trying to milk this one for a bit more profit because I feel it could be okay. No, let me just take that out if I can. Okay, so I've made some green on that, and I'm still trying to exit this position. Still consolidating, so I'm happy to hold out at least, and I've got some wiggle room because of the profit made on this other one. But yeah, I can't be too wrong and strong on this. I mean, there's no reason as of yet to exit it or move it, so lots of time left. I'm gonna hold fire, hang tight, and see what happens. But certainly holding multiple positions or multiple selections at the same time can be a bit, okay, it's moving off. Had the chance. Really just try to, milk the profit within the realms of possibility. So I'm not going for crazy amounts. I'm going at sensible price levels at what the market's already shown. But at the same time could be potentially jeopardizing profit. So I do need this to fill. Okay. Oh, hang on. There's another two. There's another two to back off. So I'm gonna close that out. So 10 minutes to the off, made some green on two selections, giving another overall net profit of 28 to 30p across the board. Again, still small stakes for now, as you'd have seen from the other videos, but that's my thing for now. Just work with small stakes, just getting some consistency off of that, and then in the near future up those stakes. So let me just see when the next one is. So of course, this is always the thing that I'm considering. Do I continue to trade in this, having made some green, or jeopardize it by taking jeopardize it by trading more with less time to work with, or move on to the next one. And I just from my stats, I feel that typically earlier before the race is my preferred trading time, so like around 15-minute mark, and getting out before 5 minutes seems to have been better for me, because most of my profits seem to go trading that period when there is more, there's more money coming in the market. But it just appears that the way that I trade doesn't suit that, because I always seem to give money back. Not always, but a lot of the time. So firstly, we've looking at this one here, 19 minutes to go. The favourite here has come in, but started to drift, potentially going to these previous lows here currently. So hitting what was previous support has now become potential resistance. And the second favourite here, very flat, but certainly started to drift. It's broken through this what was significant support here to move lower. So bearish on that. Not too sure on this one. This might be just hitting resistance, or it might be a complete reversal. So let's just have those two as a focus for now. 43 gram matched, which is nice tight book. I'm thinking 6. Just gonna put something outside the money on this one. I like the way this has broken support and is potentially moving down for lower lows. This has been on slight drift, but I just have to be aware that it's started to roll over, so it could be coming to attack these lows again, or it could just be a higher low in the context of a move higher. But what I've done is just put in some orders here to potentially get short on this one. Speculating that it could move lower. Let's just lighten that at 6s, shall we? Cancel that. And the reason I want to get in not at market, just slightly outside the money, is because it just gives a bit more value for money and a bit more wiggle room in terms of where the stop loss could be. Of course, I'm happy to go in at the money, or at market, sorry, at the touch price, or put an order on the market if I see any erratic moves happen on the prices elsewhere. But yeah, it's just playing it by ear. So this is kind of rolled over, and it does look like it could be producing a higher low, because it's been it's now attacking these highs again. And it's very nuanced because these charts are so small, but yeah, I can see that this could be breaking higher, and this here could be a lower high in the context of then attacking those lows again. I will just increase my my position on that slightly. So I've got filled on 25p of that. And it's pulled back, so getting another position in here. I'm gonna, I think 12 might be a bit too heavy in terms of a position, but got one fill in here already at 4. So put in an order here at the touch to exit. Take some potential profit on that, but I'll leave this one in should we see a bit more pullback. I mean, these previous lows as well, you can see how the price has just found support at this level and it's moved back into it. So it's just quite a strong level as to have as a premise of shorting, because it's struggled to move much lower. When it has finally broken that support, it's come back into it and it's finding, it's found resistance for at least a little bit of time. So it's a pivotal level. So having profit targets below that makes sense. But let's see how strong it is, because if it breaks it, it could be quite a strong break to the upside. So just need to be wary of that too. Just want to move this up. I'm going to see if I get a fill on that, and then I'm playing a bit of a defensive game here, but it's just trying to protect the capital, protect my money by not going for too aggressive in a trade. So we've got 14 minutes to the off. I have been less optimistic with the profit targets because that had started to consolidate rather than pushing lower to attack that support. It's just started to consolidate, so that's why I've been less optimistic in terms of that profit target. So you see I've moved it up from there to here. Just seeing some movement out the corner of my eye on these. Not too worried yet really about what these are doing, because there's lower odds they're going to have less of an impact than what the favourite here is doing. Still, I mean, it's very stagnant. I mean, it's to be expected, to be honest, from this far out from the off. 13 minutes. Although this is my kind of comfort zone, if you like, at the moment, I've got to be aware that I'm using lower stakes, so it's going to be easy to get filled. Whereas, the way this market is not absorbing the money as quickly as I'd like, the liquidity isn't there as of yet. So working with bigger stakes, this approach to trading might be more of a problem, but I'll deal with that, when we come to that, because I'm just focusing on the strike rate and getting out before the off at the moment. This looks like it could now be punching lower, so I've obviously still got that one in. I have made some green. We've only got 12 minutes to the off now. This looks like it could be edging ever so much higher to break that resistance, which has made me, more inclined to add to the position. And got to be, aware I am jeopardizing the profit, and I'm also running a riskier game with less time to trade in now. But, I think the risk is warranted. No risk, no reward. So I've got three different levels, because I anticipate it's going to break, but again, I want to get in at a good price. And it has, it's moved lower, and it's continuing to move lower into this support. So, who knows what's going to happen as it approaches that. Will it break it? You know what? I'm going to just green up on this and give myself some more time on the next one. Hopefully, I should have looked at it in Guardian first. Hopefully it's a good quality race. Yeah, okay. It's been good quality races so far. That's been a problem, I think, over the last few days, just finding the ones to trade. Although I say that, the ones after this now don't look that great. But yeah, it's better quality start to the day than I think yesterday. So we've got 20 minutes to the off on this one. We have got a favourite that's drifting. It's broken this resistance to these previous highs here. Struggled to move much higher. Could come back down and find support off of that. I believe that's 3.5. So this level here. Second favorite had steamed in slightly. It's a slow steamer here, but then, you know, finding support, it's edging through that support lower at 5s. And this has been a bit sideways. So the two that are grabbing my attention are these two for now. 19 minutes 40 seconds to the off. So again, if you're watching this back on YouTube and you want to see this real time, then Twitch, just find me on Twitch, just Mr. Exchange Trader, Mr. being spelled MR, not in full. This is found support 6s. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. So I'm trying to build a position based on this finding some support around 3.5, and potentially moving higher, because this seems quite bearish, and you know, it could, if it breaks that support has held it for a while, but if it breaks, certainly it could push this higher, and this also is at support. So shorting this is also an option if it breaks these 6s. But so I guess this one and these front three I've all got an eye on for different reasons, but I'm just trying to build a position potentially in this one. I want to get a decent price for it though. Decent. 17.5 minutes to the off. No, I mean, not the things that my eyes are kind of flicking between. I mean, I want to see firstly when I come in, there's enough volume matched to make it worthwhile. You know, the volume is a kind of precursor to the liquidity that would be there. So the liquidity is the price moving around, and you know, you put in an order and it gets matched relatively quickly. That gets better nearer to the off. At the moment, the liquidity is it's not really moving around, so it's not, you know, it's okay. So this is starting to move off, so I'm right on this direction, but I've got no skin in the game. But this moving off, I think, could help break. Oh, there we go. Hang on. Oh shit, let me cancel these here. So I'm just shifting my attention to this because I feel that this has started to drift, and this was, well, that's a bit heavy, isn't it? Let's just cancel one of those. This is going to help one of these two come in, and I saw this break 6s, and so that gives me the inclination that it could have broken that support to potentially move lower, either on a, you know, a massive steam in, or at least to the support at these kinds of levels. So that was the premise for the entry. And I've got this one here, so I've got some skin in the game at 4. I've left this order in here as well to see if that can get filled. Put a partial exit in there. I'll put in another more speculative one in case a whole bunch of money comes and takes this all out. So some of this order of £4 has been filled now, 87p of it. So I slightly increased my risk. So it's a partial fill. Need all of, well, want all of that to be filled ideally. And I'll hold fire in the anticipation that this is going to hold as resistance and push the price lower. Again, at the moment, it's just small stakes. It's not the amount that I'm worried about. It's just getting the direction correct and sticking to the discipline of getting out before the off. Just gonna play defense again, as much as I hate to. So I've pulled this position up because it does seem to be consolidating a little bit rather than punching lower. So just trying to preserve the capital by reducing my expectations in terms of how low it could go. But you know, it is punching for new lows, but I'm not as convinced it will be a massive move lower. So still a bit of a waiting game. That got filled. Still right at the front of the queue on this one, but the price has obviously moved off from that. So should it move back into that, I should get filled relatively quickly. I'm on the touch on this second exit here, which would leave me with a net position of 87p if this were to get filled. This is starting to drift much harder. So, okay, so that did get filled. So, what are my options? Just gonna lay off this other 87p. Where do I want it? So what I've had to do, because it hasn't been the neat and tidy £2 that had been matched, I had a net position because only part of this order got filled, so I had to use the net stake button there to do that. So I'm flat in the market now. So if I wanted, I could just exit this here and just green up at 14p, or I could maintain this. How long have we got? 12 minutes. That's pushing up. That's going to move this down even quicker. That is drifting hard, mate. That is going for it. So you can see this movement here, because this is just moving out so much. It's either going to push or pull, I guess, one or more of these in one of these one of these other selections in. It's just the maths of it, because this one basically dominates the book in terms of the probability. It's about what would that be, 25%, I guess. Just 25 to a third of the book is on this selection. So smaller movements on this will have a more dramatic impact on the other selections, either individually or in aggregate, and vice versa. They're all related. So if one of these started to, drift or come in, let's say, then that will have some effect on the other one. So yeah, let's just have a look at the next one. I'm done with that one. So have I greened up? No. Okay. Yeah, definitely more could have milked out of that, but I'm happy with the result as is. Let me move on. So next one here is at 12.55. 24 grand matched, not great. 20 minutes off, lots of time. Not the greatest of efficiency in the book. There's a little bit too much vig for my liking there, but favourite here has come in, consolidated. What's that, from 8s? So it's just finding support. It looks at these levels a bit tricky to see because it's not a logarithmic chart, but it is what it is. This second favorite here looks like it's just been ranging and hitting support here and hitting resistance at the top there. So it's in with within a channel, if you like. This one is a clear drifter, drifting from 5s to now just 10s. So this is ticking a few boxes in terms of what I want to see. The main thing is just the matched volume. It's still, I mean, yes, it's 20 minutes out, so that's going to improve. But yeah. Sevens. So sevens is a support here. Although this has come into it as if it wants to do lower lows and lower highs. It's breaking sevens. Got a strong drift on this. So what I'm doing is anticipating that this level here is going to act as resistance, and it could attack these lows or even punch lower with lower lows, lower highs. So I've put some kind of some orders in there, just speculate on that. Oh, this favorite looks like it's drifting. Can't see it as much because the chart's really squished up, but it is starting to drift. I can see in the ladder at least. And all right, gonna change this round slightly. Got to be wary that it's at bigger stakes as what bigger odds as well. So, oh god, another partial fill today. It's to do with the low liquidity, but hey, got matched on that. So built a position in there. Do I really want to add to that? Let's take my net position up to 8. All right, let's roll with that. So what I'm saying here is that this level here, this at the moment, will hold as resistance, and the price should, or I'm anticipating the price could move lower. This has started to drift. This is still kind of drifting, but it's finding support, which could be good if it bounces off that support, because it's going to help push this in. This is coming in as well, which doesn't help this, but it's at much higher odds, so it's going to have less of an impact. So yeah, just hang fire really. And I have to admit, I don't think this type of trade would be possible with bigger stakes, because there's, even if it was like 20 quid, that'd be quite a part of this market. Move it, or take longer to get. Even 2 quids here is taking ages to get filled. Oh dear. So do not like that movement, so I'm gonna just attempt to reduce my risk slightly if I can, if the market lets me, because it's broken higher to hit this resistance. Still not a reason to be worried as yet that it's going to completely reverse, but I'm just gearing up for more of to steal a few ticks rather than a massive move. Hang on, what's that? 7.2. Shit. Let's see if I can get it before it gets filled. So net stake of 8. Just looking for signs of other stuff that could be moving up. This one's a bit hard to read, but it does look like it's gone, drifted, come back and hitting support, which would help this. Or I can just look in the ladder for sharp movements up in this, which would probably help this as well. Oh no, don't do that shit. What are you doing? Oh dear. That was a balls up. Just trying to split some of the orders and I've lost Q position now. Dear oh dear. Alright. All is not lost, it's still okay. I mean, it's because it's quite lost Q position on that. So I was at the front of the queue on that and I was trying to split what was 4 between 2 orders. So it was 2 on one and 4 on the other. And alas, I ended up messing that up using these down here, but only myself to blame. Oh, now this is starting to roll over and break previous support, this support here. So it looks like it's finding resistance off of 9s. Again, it's not helpful to my position here, but let's see if this at least can come back in to at least attack these lows around here, which will get me out a break even or a small profit. Fact, here's what I want to do. So very conservative game there, looking to get out of break even, so reduce my position all the way down, what was it, from 8 to 2. Should this get filled, that will get me out of break even. £19 needs to be filled here. Of course, again, the option here is always just to move it into a loss now and just take that loss. But I don't, at the moment, I don't feel that it's outside the realms of possibility to get filled at this level. So I will hold tight. At least for now. Cool, 34 grand matched, 11 minutes to the off. Not the greatest of liquidity. £12 needs to go. Alright, got out of that. At break even. So, do I want to look for more opportunities in this? Depends. Okay, so I can see just looking that the next one after this is 14 grand matched, which is not great volume. Next one after that is 30 grand matched. Well, that's quite a way off. It's half an hour. So one thing I found is that I do prefer to have a longer time before the off to trade, and it's taking additional positions, and I'm all up for doing that, for taking risk with less time to work with. But my comfort zone is typically like 20 to 15 minutes before the off, it would seem. So if there was another race after this, which would jeopardize my time being involved in that, then it would be, there's an opportunity cost of trying to manage a position here, down to the wire, when I could be in another, high quality race trading further from the off. In this instance, I can see there's only 14 grand matched on the next one. So that's probably not one that I'm going to participate in anyway. So there's at least more scope for me to, trade this for a bit longer beyond that comfort zone, if you like, of 15 minutes, if there is a trade that presents itself. So yeah, that's just something that I feel was a good lesson from yesterday, where I continued to trade to try and get more profit, but then saw it evaporate, and that affected my ability to trade in the next one, which was a high quality one. So this one here, it's a definite steamer, but such high odds. The favourite here does look like it's drifted and hit that resistance and consolidating now. Very hard to see on this chart. Let's just zoom in as well. Still hard to read, but it's finding resistance just under threes. This looks like it could potentially be rolling over to punch for, at least attack these lows again as support, even break them. And this one, I'm still bearish on this overall, but it's just, yeah, I can't really see an entry point. I'd rather, I mean, it's definitely consolidating, but I'd rather back this to come in than lay this to go out at the moment, just because it's consolidating. So I wouldn't anticipate, breaks, but the lows are getting, sorry, the highs are getting lower, which is a characteristic of a downtrend. Lower lows, lower highs. To be honest, this is the one with the, this fourth favorite is the one with the easiest to read price action. Comes into 15s. Oh, it's all the way up there. But those odds are a bit high, and there's not much money on it. Yeah, I might pass on this one. Got out at break even, got to be happy with that. So let me see what the next one is saying, even though I know already it's going to be poor liquidity. 16 grand, 15 minutes to off. Oh, nice price action though. Yeah, that's, I mean, you can see the things that pop out immediately. These two are very correlated, come in, matched each other, similar odds as well. So looking for divergence in these would be a potential play. So this, for example, might start to go up, but this continue with its downward movement. Just don't want to waste too much energy on that, because I know it's unlikely that I'm going to be trading it with such poor quality volume. So I've moved on to the one after that. And again, if you're on YouTube watching this back, if you've found it useful, do subscribe, and if got any questions, feel free to ask them. I can see if I can help with those, or any comments. As I said, these videos are really just to capture my train of thought as I take positions, and just for posterity, just so I can look back and see how my progress has come along. And yeah, I'm happy with it so far. Maintaining a decent strike rate, getting directional bias right, more often than not. But yeah, the next kind of level up is really to think about increasing the stakes. Run these £2 minimum ones at the moment. So favourite here at 3s, second favourite at 4s. So we've had a lot of consolidation in recent price action. Sideways, 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 sideways. So nothing's discernibly, moving off. And again, that could just be the characteristic of the race. As one of the commenters on YouTube mentioned, some of these races are not going to have the clear favourite or, volatility. So they're going to be very sideways, which means they're more apt to be, going for scalps, going for make markets and just take a few ticks out rather than expecting breaks. Which is what I might need to do here. So these all seem like they're at resistance. This one, this one, this one. So they're in a channel and they're all at the top. This looks like it's hard to read, but I mean it's gone into support. So shorting this or potentially going long on this is an option, but I can't see much movement on these books at the moment, so I'm hesitant to do that. And there is still some time on the clock there, so I might just wait a bit. And that's one of the purposes of just making these videos as is, just raw. I mean, they're not edited down. There's about 2 hours of video typically, for one of these trading days that I do. But it's just firstly, like I said, it's just easier for me to do, edit down stuff. But it's just to show how boring it could be for some people if you've got to sit here and just wait for the conditions that you're after to appear, and that may or may not happen. That's the reality of it. You've got to make decisions, and not trading is often the best decision that you can make. So that's one of the reasons I just throw these out unedited. It's just to show you it could be quite hard to make a limit, or at least for me, it can be quite hard to make money from this. Other people might be able to do this just naturals at it, but from my experience, that's very, very rare. So let's just have a look. Just looking off screen at the moment. So is that it? Okay. I think I've got a few things left to settle. So 12:45. Okay, thought it was more than that. So far today, so I've got 15p left. So it's three profitable trades. So first at 30p, second at 7p, one left to settle at 15p. That'll be what, 52p in all up on the day. But yeah, I have skipped a few, which is maybe why it feels like it's been more than that. So, but haven't lost any money as of yet. So this is still banging into resistance. This is still banging into resistance. This is about midway in the channel. This now looks like it's gone up to resistance as well. So they're all pretty much saying the same thing, which doesn't help me because I want them one to be saying one thing and the other, which gives me something to play off. So this is slightly tricky. I'm just looking at how the rest of the day spaced out as well. 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. So it's either 10 or 15 minutes between each race. I highly recommend as well, if you do use this software, use Guardian, and just put the I'll probably do it one session just where you can see the additional screens that come up, but it just means I can see at a glance what the upcoming races are doing, how much volume's matched. It is very, very helpful. So yeah, this is not seeing any opportunities yet. So just sit on my hands. Not the most riveting of viewing, but c'est la vie. Sorry, just looking off screen now at the moment again. And you can see as well, when I'm looking at the markets, I'm trying to build a story of what's going to happen and position myself around that. But what you want to try and avoid is just, I don't know, like reading too much into it, like without the right conditions being there as well. So at the moment I could be thinking, yeah, this really looks worth shorting, but then there's some other conditions that aren't met in that, there isn't volatility in them, there isn't liquidity in the market. So it'd be really easy to take that position, sit and hope that it goes the way that you want, which it might or it might not, but you're just putting your money at risk unnecessarily. So looks like it could be getting a bit more lively. That break support? Yeah, it did. So it's just edged a bit lower than its lowest low for a while. Don't feel to jump on the back of that just yet, but keep an eye on it. This will be 6.5. Oh no, there is no 6.5, 6.6. 35 grand match, 15 minutes. just shifting my attention just to see what opportunities might be there, just between, I mean, the charts, and just trying to see if there are any kind of spikes or erratic movements in the ladders. At this point, I'm just waiting to see if that happens, and obviously keep an eye on the clock. 15 minutes to the off. And of course, I could just be making markets here, like putting it on a lay, trying to go at the back. But the problem is, it's the liquidity. Those orders will be just sat there for ages, and just knowing that there's a time limit on this as well, I could just easily get caught on the wrong side of that. I mean, if it was like days till the off, and it was as sleepy as this, and that would be that's a different strategy completely. Like if it was days and it was just sat here in a range, and it would just, there'll be so much time to maneuver around that. But unfortunately, you can't make markets on that. It's a different type of market that acts like that. So I think I saw a movement on this one. No, it doesn't look like it's moved. It hasn't moved outside its range yet. Time ticking down here. Nothing major happened as of yet that makes it appear tradable to me. And we have got, how long have we got? 13 minutes to the off. And what's the one after this? Ooh, there's one at 13:30. All right, we'll give this a bit more time. But there's one, so the next one after this is only 5 minutes after the start. So this is at 1:15. So I've got to think, rather than just hanging around on this sleepy market that hasn't met my conditions really, is it worth moving on to that next one with a bit more time, just to see what'll go on there and have more time? I do feel nearer to the off that there's going to be some sort of a break on that, but I'm just going to oh no, did I read that wrong? Shit, the next one's at 1:30. That's 15 minutes, not 5 minutes from that. Bit more movement on this, but that's still a bit too far off. So I'll go back to the other one. Still got 12 minutes on this or so. This looks like it could be potentially, fucking charts. Yeah, just same old on that. I'm not trying to imagine stuff. Just trade what I see. You feel there's a bit more money coming through the market. I'm tempted to take this at support because this is at resistance. Although that could be breaking. See if I can get a read on what that number is. Yep, it's about 375. Yeah, I think this is going to break higher. Just have a rethink on that. I was going to speculate on this breaking resistance, but then I saw this sharply move up, so I changed my mind, which you're allowed to do. 9 minutes. This is approaching these lows again now. Be happy if I could get an accurate read off of the chart, but it's just a guesstimate. I think it's about 4.3. Those lows have started to get higher. Alright. So I'm anticipating the price could be moving potentially on a break lower, but at least into support of these lows. This has started to edge slightly higher, viably creating a oh, he says that as the chart just right. I'm going to steal ticks. Just going to try and steal ticks on this. There's enough liquidity in the market now to attempt that at least. Eight minutes to the off as well. So it's increased my position there. Just increased my reduced my expectations on take profit on that and moved up two of the orders to get filled at 4.6 rather than 4.8, which gives me a bit more wiggle room on the break even. Okay, so we've got filled there, made some money. God, that was a fuck, that was what, good 20 minutes maybe to wait for the conditions to be good enough to trade. But it was basically a scalp, which is based on this just being rangy, rather than any breaks. But you saw how long that took to come to fruition. Again, small stakes at the moment, but again, it's about percentage returns. If that had been for 200 like 100 times that, it's an okay payoff. It's not amazing, but just try to milk the extra penny on the green here. Oh, for fuck's sake! Let's just cancel that. Green at that 16p, 16 to 18p. Now that took a long time. So next one we have got 1:30. 20 minutes till the off. Just having a look off screen here. Nothing on that. 15, 18p to 16p. Okay, let's see what we can do on this one. 20 minutes to the off. First favourite here, or the favourite, has been quite Choppy come in and found support, so it's at support at the moment. Second favourite drifted, came in, pulled out to hit previous lows, found resistance to that level, is now pulled in. Bit of a no man's land at the moment. It could come back down to attack these lows, or it could attack these highs here. Third favourite just very flat, all those at a crossover. Oh, fourth favourite here, just broken resistance, so it could resistance at 10s, so it could come in and find support off of that before moving higher. In fact, these are very high odds, but I'm seeing a reasonable bearish sentiment on all of these other ones, and this has broken through its resistance, so at least as it pulls back it might find you know, support off of that potentially. So I'm just entering on that premise. I have to be careful as well, because these are higher odds, which means that with these fixed stakes of 2 there is going to be more risk and reward, I guess. Well, not I guess, there is more risk and there is more reward, but it's, you want to keep the, or I want to keep the risk in check. At the front of the queue on this, I've got matched 2 on that. I'm just going to try and steal a tick, because this might, you know, this bearish bullishness might continue and it might continue to move up, but at least I've got a reference point of where that resistance is likely to be, which is why I'm trying to take out my order at that resistance. In fact, what is that? 6.8. So £4 net stake. I'm just gonna, as long as I can read this quickly enough, 6.8. I'm gonna take that off. I'll leave that one in. So now I've got my break even on the reference point of 10. So should the market move back into that, you know, my break even is at that support level, which even if it breaks, there's a good likelihood it will come back into it as resistance, so I could still get out at least at break even. So I just got to see if this final part here will get filled at 4. Just thinking whether to, yeah, I think I'm going to remove this one. It might be a little bit, it just, if I were to get filled there, it will increase my risk, and like mess up where my take profit, my break even would be. It would bring it, put it up. So it has moved off. He's still, yeah, he's still hitting support. Still hitting support. But they feel like they could break at least one of them, which is going to likely push this up. He's so indecisive. I should have. I'm looking to add to it again now. It's the very same one that I've taken out, I've added to. So I'm needing this to find, there is some previous what was resistance that I'm anticipating could be support, and this kind of bullish move here continues. You can almost draw a trend line through that. But maybe that additional position was a bit too heavy. But hey, I'm in it now. I have to deal with the position as it is now. £8 needs to be filled on this before I get filled, or estimated £8. So well, there's not much money on this anyway. This is why, again, I'm just in two minds of trading like this, because this would not scale. You know, I'm getting directions right, but it's not going to scale. But in any case, these this second favourites come in, which is helpful to this drift. The first favourite has just found support. Very choppy. This moving out is not going to help me. So, has that maintained, or is it broken? It's still maintaining for now. Just to reduce my expectations, so I've moved £2, going from £4 there to £4 here instead. So just reducing my expectations. Because this has started to break lower, right? 12 minutes to the off. Coming into nines as well. Okay. And a break of nines would not be helpful. I mean, there's still time to work with, but yeah, just need to be vigilant. Just put something speculatively in. What's going on this one? On this one to potentially take a position on that, but obviously looking to scratch this as well, because this has broken through fours and punched to make new highs. But I may need to just scratch this and take the loss. Just seeing how it's reacting at this nines level. And this is the point of having a account that can handle multiple positions as well. Because if I was maxing out my account on each of these positions, I wouldn't be able to have multiple positions open at like I do now. But yeah, it's a risky business because I'm doing, multiple selections, looking for multiple things at the same time. And, any sudden move in the market could be detrimental. So this has come in and it's found support now. So that the dynamics of this is completely changed as to what, the reason I got in. I've seen higher highs, higher lows. It's now pushing for, you know, a reversal effectively with low lows and lower highs. So I've just got to listen to what the market's saying me. From where it is now, there's a pretty, you know, it's a low likelihood that it's going to go up and meet those highs again. It could, but the price action is saying something different. So I'm looking to hopefully get out here at a yeah. So okay, so I've got 34 that I'm carrying on that, but this here I'm anticipating, at least from the recent price action, that we could see some movement higher. So I'm positioned on this already. Oh, favorite here is also there's definite opportunity here, but it's just how I play it. That's coming in hard, isn't it? Let's see. Get a read on this. Again, got multiple positions out there, but I feel okay with that. And of course, if it all fucks up, it's all down to me. But I'm anticipating this could move much lower. This could at least consolidate. So I've got positions in on that, and whichever kind of gets filled, I'm looking to cancel the other. Could get killed. Oh god! So I've got filled at both at the same time. So this is a sticky situation. Okay, I'm gonna just, so I can concentrate, get out of that one. I have to cancel those. Quite a heavy position, isn't it? But still doing what I'd anticipate in, you know, moving lower at the touch now. Let's see if that gets filled. Okay, so everything got filled. Oh yeah, forgot about the loss on this. So that brings me to just over break even. Hey, no profit, but no, well, 1p loss, I think. So I made back the loss that I made on this initial wrong judgment here, but it was done in a slightly, you know, risky approach, because I was taking multiple positions on multiple selections at the same time, which meant I had to split my attention between those. When one was getting filled, you know, you saw what happened. I got both of them filled at the same time, but I ultimately looked to reduce, like close out, break even on one and then focus on the other. And the net result is, you know, just a small loss across the board. So 2 to, I don't understand how that works sometimes. Basically between 2 and 4p loss is a situation. Or nothing. So it might be nothing, between nothing and 4p. Maybe there's a way to, if I redo it. even that out. Nope. Oh well. All right, let's leave it at that and move on to the next one. So swings and roundabouts. So, you know, haven't made any major losses today. Not been any spectacular gains either, but it's just inching forward bit by bit, making a bit of profit bit by bit. Just looking off screen here briefly, so excuse me. Okay. Right. Almost finished. So, next one. 14 minutes to the off. Favourite drifting. Coming into resistance at these highs here. Second favourite. Looks like it's inversely moved. This has come in and it's finding support here. This is also coming in and finding support. So these are slightly correlated. This one here is coming in and it's consolidated for a longer period of time. 30 gram match. It's okay, not bad. Could be better with 13 minutes left. So just looking at how this has come into its highs here. Let's get a read on what that number is. It's just over 3.75. So 3.8. Although this is finding support at 5s. It's in fact resistance at 5s. So it's gone under 5s and it's having trouble moving much higher than it now. So this could be, you know, bearing in mind this bearish move before it, potentially shorting this could be an option. With the 5 as a reference point. 12 minutes 40. Okay, that looks like it's broken lower. Or has it? These bloody charts, fuck's sake. 375. Ugh. I knew it. So I was looking at that. It broken that support, but then it was pushing towards 4s. All right. That gives me slightly more confidence in potentially shorting this. So I just structured an entry. Let's come down to support now. All right, let's see what we can do. Got some skin in the game. This is drifting hard. This is steaming hard. That might be the better play. Don't want that much. 6, 2. So I'm just going to concentrate a sec here. So I saw this one had broken 6s at support, and I'm deeming now it could just be finding resistance off of 6s. This one wasn't shifting, so that's why it wasn't, you know, as viable to potentially be short on it. It wasn't really breaking that support, it's just been consolidating. This gave a much clearer sign of, you know, direction, and this was, you know, drifting, although there is some money coming in on it at the moment. So that was the play really, just getting in short on this one. Just waiting to get a fit on this. Oof. at the touch on this. Looking to partial exit on this. Just at support really, or just above support. It has increased the position size to 4. So I need £4 to lay off. Does look like it's consolidating, which is why I'm going for something at support now rather than a breakout. How long we got? 9 minutes. Oh, it's 17 p. Oh, it's because I've got 4 on that. Well, it does look like it's breaking lower now. Yeah, okay. I'm alright with that. Green up. So, yeah, okay. Happy with that.
This event has been suspended.
That's because I'm choosing the wrong one. Let me just refresh this to get a new fresh list. So the next one we've got here is at hang on, is that the one I just traded? 150? No, okay, so 150. Wow. Well, yeah, 130. Yeah, you can see how dense the lines were, which means that there's going to be more money matched, more volume on it. So this is quite a high volume race. 18 minutes to the off. Favorite here, drifted, but it's kind of come in and it's finding support along where these previous highs were here. It's come into it and it's just finding support, so struggling to move much lower than that. Second favorite here is just consolidated for a long period of time, so bouncing between resistance at these highs and support at these lows. This looks like a gentle drifter in terms of readability, and I mean there's enough money on that to, whereas before the other one that was such high odds and was at tens, I think, you know, £2 was pretty much you know, much more than that. Tenner maybe tops is what the market could have absorbed on that. That's what you'll typically find at higher odds, but because this is a higher quality race, this could easily take, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40, even a couple of £100 on this. So there's liquidity, or there's at least the volume there to trade that. But yeah, this would be one where it would be possible to that would scale. The approach would scale on this one, not so much on the other one. But this one here, okay, let's look at this. We could deem that as a gentle steam into this support where it's created lower lows and lower highs. Don't want to read too much into that though. To be honest, the main one that's catching my eye is just this one on a gentle steam. So I'd be looking to maybe lay that, I'm guessing at tens, is it? Yeah. Well, this has broken support. Oh, so many options. Okay, so 16 minutes to go. Let's just let's not lose money. Drift, steam, sideways. Just taking a sec here just to make sure I don't get anything into anything too expediently. Just kept this position nice and light. Just want to see how quickly this ticks down in terms of potentially getting matched, and it's not very quickly. Okay. So it's moving off of that support ever so slowly. I mean, it could fade it and basically put in an order here now in the anticipation that it will come back into support and then potentially move higher. But the problem is I might get on the wrong side of that. I might get filled at this and it never move much lower and continue to move higher, which is why I prefer to, trade with the trend rather than against it and, fade it. This here just I think it's the amount of money here that's just making the dynamics of this slightly different to what the other ones would be, but yes, it's just having to adapt a bit really. So 13 minutes to the off, still making an estimation that this bullishness could continue and it move higher or at least into previous resistance. So got a position or two positions split here, £2 and then another £2 at tens. So it will need to hold a support, and if this gets filled I'll put my exit trade in immediately just above it at 10.5. That does look interesting though as well. Again, not trying to be like a kid in a candy shop, just that. But I am just being aware of what the other things are doing, ready to react on that. Yeah, got to be conscious of just looking at too many things at the same time. I'm going to stick with my conviction on this at least for now, just because there's so much money and I've at least got position on some of these, whereas if I go on to something new you have to build that position again and effectively go to the back of the queue in a very low moving low volatility market. I do feel this is creating. Let me see if I can get a read on this. 7's just above 7.2. Okay. A break of that would be, of that 7.2 would be interesting, but it is holding a support for now. Cool, really struggling to get a fill on this. Support is bouncing off. So rather than breaking it, I was thinking, okay, this could be apt to short, at least for now. And the chart was lagging in updating it, it would pull back. So it could be going into the resistance of these previous lows, or what was previous support. It could be going into that as resistance and then attacking these lows again. But really, I think the play on this would be waiting for a break of 7.2 or a break of these previous highs. So for now, just have to let it go. There's a lot of money building on this, and it has got an ever so slightly bearish sentiment where these highs are getting lower, lows are going to be getting lower. It's just this support has held up very, very well at whatever price that is. I think it's 4.5. Yeah. Trouble is now I'd have to go behind all this money if I wanted to get a position in anticipation of a break, and it would be too high to get in for it to, you know, meet its support. This has moved off, so it's punched newer highs. How long we got? 8 minutes. Yeah, a different trader may have done, you know, made their money on this already, but unfortunately I can't see the opportunity appear. Ergo, no trade. I might need to leave this one. Yeah, gonna move on. There's definite opportunity there, but I'm just failing to see how to trade that with enough time left to do it. I mean, obviously because of the size of this, you know, next couple of minutes this is just going to kick off and money's going to come flooding in, but it's a different type of market conditions I'd be under, which I don't tend to do well under. So next one here is at 14.05, decent amount matched on that as well. 89 grand matched, 22 minutes to the off. Odds on favourite, very shortly priced, 1.2. Second favourite drifting dramatically, finding resistance just under 6.5, or perhaps for support on 6s. And the rest of these, fuck it. Yeah, the rest of these are just, it's a 4-horse race, and the front two are the brunt of the money. You can see just how erratic these price movements are, and not much money matched on them, and at very high odds. So my estimation is that it's the favourite at these very short odds, and the second favourite are going to be most of the movement. This has had a tendency to come in, and this has had a tendency to drift, finding support off of 6s. Okay, so I'm trying to build a position based on this potentially punching to make new highs, and I guess in the same time making an estimation that this could move lower. So I've got matched on some of that position, or well, on the first part of that position, and got another one in slightly lower for better value, better value for money. Still 20 minutes to the off, so a lot of time to play with, which makes making these markets, you know, these scalps more viable. There's at least some money coming through, albeit very slowly. So if this gets matched here at 5.9, it would at least allow me to put in a position to steal a tick just above it. But this is some serious cash here. Odds on favourite. You see, these are all just thousands of pounds at each price, or, you know, most of them. Whereas typically we'd see tens or hundreds of pounds. 20 minutes to go. 19 and a half minutes. And there's no point me putting in the closing position now. I could try and preempt it so that, you know, as this one potentially gets matched, this one does as well. But I prefer to see it happen. There we go. Okay, so it's £2. It's been matched on that. So I'm just going to play this defense and try and get out. Now that that £2 has been matched, I'm putting that closing order in here for the other £2. So both of those have got matched. Do have some position from the early one. Should this move up a tick, you know, I'm about halfway or just over halfway in this queue here. And I think I'll leave this one in as well. But just see if this gets matched here, that will give me a bit more wiggle room. And this approach, well, I feel this would scale pretty well on this type of market because there's just enough money there to, you know, to wait things out. If this was, you know, £100 stake maybe, or 50 quid stake, I wouldn't be as comfortable doing that on the other markets. Has moved down slightly against me now, so just going to be a little less optimistic in terms of take profits. Sort of move this one from here down to this level where it could still go into resistance. Oh, part of that's been taken. Okay. Right, all of it's been taken now. Just wary that this seems to be piercing support and potentially rolling over. So I'm going to try to get out here for a small profit. Fact, just going to lighten that position a bit. So I've split it so that the profit at this level is less, but also the risk if it goes adversely against me is now less as well. So I'm only, oh hang on, I've got £6 to lay off. What a go on. Okay, let me just put in another order here. God, I was net. It must have been £8 net on that. That was maybe a bit too steep, but hey. So see if we get filled on this. No. This is pushing up to resistance. This has made what could be a higher low. So this could continue here, or it could just continue to punch down. 15 minutes to the off. Certainly, if this is resistance and it just continues with this choppiness, then a move down, even to the next tick or two, would help this move up. Okay, it's already happened, got filled. So, yeah, what am I going to do on this? Am I going to green? Yeah, it's green on this. So A smarter move might have been just to green it up so that there's profit on these two rather than these rank outsiders, but hey, no, it's fine. Probably there's definitely more in this, but well, hang on, we've got 15 minutes. Let me just have a closer goosey gander at this, just to see what we can see. I mean, the play again is off sixes, as far as I can see, or just below it to go long on this. But I don't feel, at least with this type of race, that the volatility isn't going to come until the last 5 minutes to really move this one. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Let me just see what the next one's saying. Just to see if there's more clarity I can see in that. Okay. 23 minutes to the off. I mean, this is it's another odds-on favourite. This is a clearer steamer here. The other ones, the relationship with this and the other ones, it isn't as clear as the other one, in fact, because they are all sideways. So let's see what we can see. So I've gone back to that same one that I've made some green on already. 13 minutes to the off now. Let's just see what my profit is on a day. So I made 83p profit on the day, and another 8 to 10p to come in. So it's about 90, minimum of 91p profit. The quality of the races are improving as we move on. Uh, 12 minutes now on this one. Yeah, I'm not just, there's just something about this. This is off. So I'm going to go on to the next one again. See what I can see on that. Clear steamer. But I don't want to just short that just based on the fact, oh, this has gone down, let me jump on the back of that. That's when shit happens and you lose money just by getting on something just because it's moved in that direction. It does not mean it's going to continue. You could just find support here. After this extended move, it could just find support and, consolidate forever, or, completely reverse. And again, this is another example where the front two just take up the bulk of the book. This one here, odds on favourites, fours, and then after fours, it's just like 30s, hundreds. In fact, let's see how much of the book these take up. So these front two take up 93% of the probability of all the book. So yeah, moves in these are gonna be, they're gonna be the main determinants of movement in price. "20 minutes, still such early doors. I don't want to do a resistance play off it. So this is, you can see it's just been bouncing around, and it's currently at its highs at resistance. The temptation is to short this just because it might just bounce off this resistance and move lower. I mean, the time is apt because this is at its low and potentially moving lower. Is there enough money there? yeah, what am I thinking? That's, yes, it's just, I just think there the logic was off, because if I'm thinking to short this, then that would mean this would need to be showing some signs of bullishness to move up. So yeah, that would have been stupid. Yeah. So basically, this is still saying it's very, very bearish and likelihood to continue to move down, even though it's stalling at its low. So there's a bearish sentiment on this, and to short this would mean that ideally this should be showing some bullish sentiment, so looking to move up. So I need these to start diverging. At the moment, in terms of the next move, in terms of where the price could move, they're both very converging. So yeah, saved myself from that just by stepping back and thinking about that for a sec. This has just caught my eye for some reason. Super high odds, but it's just broken its resistance of this previous high here. I'll be very tentative trying to trade these because there's just no money here. See the gaps, it's just 2 quid, 13 quid, 8 quid. It's nothing. Very dangerous trading trying to attempt to trade that. Now, if this were to show signs of reversal and start to move up, that could be some sharp movements there. That then could be a good indication to go short on this. The other thing is a break. I haven't even mentioned that as well. A break of this 4.5 level. If this continues, basically it's the same as saying this is going to move much lower. So this moving past its support much lower, and a break of 4.5, that could be a indication to get long on this. So there are a few things that I can consider, but it's just waiting for the right conditions really before trying to preempt it. Sorry, just looked away from the screen there. So okay, is that? Lost the heartbeat there for a sec, but I feel that this had a movement up here, which again it correlates to what I'm anticipating of a potential move lower on this. So I'm just trying to get some skin in the game. Oh, too fucking slow. Did move off on me. No skin in the game though. So done exactly what I was anticipating, in sense of moving off of this resistance to move lower. This has moved back on a pullback, but I was just late to that party, and it's a bit late now to jump on the back of this because it's just overextended. It's almost at its support area, but I'll leave these in just in case we see some pullback to to its highs and then potentially move lower again. But missed that move. 15 minutes to the off. And that's the perfect example on this. Like I said from the start, you saw this coming in, you think that's an amazing steamer, and you just jump on the back of that just to short it, and you'd be fucked now. It's just gone against you. So yeah, sometimes it can be worth holding out just to see what the market tells you. This is approaching fours now. If that breaks fours, that's going to be a very pivotal point, especially with this drift coming on here. There's a lot of scope for this to move, this one to move lower. But I haven't got any position on it, so So I'm just trying to go a bit more aggressive, nearer to the price, in anticipation that this bearishness might continue. or at least go into support at lower levels. 14 minutes. Reasonable. I mean, yeah, 90 quid needs to be matched before I'm matched on this. So it's coming back into its previous kind of support, these lows here at the moment. It's gone into that resistance. So we'll see if that holds. This has continued to drift, so that helps fall into that narrative. Tempted to, I'm going to build it at that position and then take off one of these at 4.5. So I've got some skin in the game now. 4 quid. Play a conservative game here. Play defense. So I'm split my partial exits between the touch price there. So that's likely to get matched, and then one slightly lower, slightly more optimistic. And I'll leave these ones in up here. Course could be more aggressive on this profit expectations, but just trying to read what the market's saying. You know, this is a support area, or this has been quite a clear support area, so got a much more probable likelihood of it getting matched. This is still drifting, which is going to help my you know, the narrative of my story that I'm trading. 11 minutes 40 to the off. Just gonna, I'll leave this in here, but I don't want to add much more than that to it, so that's why I cancelled the other one. Bring my net position up to 6. So gone back into resistance at 4.5. This has started to roll over, so that doesn't help my position, but I've got filled at the desired prices. So still 10 minutes, 11 minutes to the off. Made some green, which is around about my average. I know that trading further could be detrimental to my profit, so green up on that. Just have a look at the P&L on the day. So what's this one? 14.15. All right, so we have got, let's just 10p on that, and then let's call it 28. So it's just looking off screen here. So I have, so today came in with profit 30p, another profit of 7p, another profit of 15p, a break even, a profit of 16p, a loss of 2p, a profit of 17p, and I've still got about 28p left to settle. So brings the total on the day up to around £1.11. So yeah, okay, I'm happy with that for today. Again, not trying to overstretch myself at the moment, just trying to let each day sink in terms of the things that I've learned and getting familiar with the markets. So I'm happy to call it a day at that. Obviously, there's much more opportunity in a day to continue to trade, but don't want to get fatigued and end up giving money back to the market. So I'll leave it at that for today. I'll be back again tomorrow, Saturday. And obviously, if you like what you've seen here on Twitch or YouTube, just subscribe and get your daily dose of the trading. Take care. See you tomorrow. Bye.